Welcome to the RC Motorsport Europe podcast.
All right, so we are here with...
hello. Hi. Go.
Yes,
go.
okay.
Don't stop for me. Let's go. Hi.
Here we are. We're back with another one of our post-EFRA 2024 AGM, hashtag EFRA AGM podcasts. So we're going to be going through, in this one, the minutes of the 1/8 off-road section, and that encompasses 1/8 IC Buggies, E Buggies, and ECB 40 plus. Yeah, so there's quite a few in this one.
There's a whole raft of events and classes of fun to be had. Carlos is the section chairman of this one. Carlos was one of many people who approached me at the AGM and told me of things that we got wrong in the previous podcasts. So
Fair
you might,
enough. It's all good.
Fair enough. You might spot wrong things in this podcast as well. These are our interpretations of what we read with our eyes into the screen, and we may make mistakes. And if we do, that's all part of the fun. We let us know if we make mistakes.
Yeah, definitely.
On the email address shout@rcracingtv.com. Just shout at RC Racing TV, because we're here as EFRA's media partner making this podcast about things that happen at the AGM, but we're not EFRA, we're RC Racing TV.
Yeah.
And we can get things wrong. And if we do, let us know, and we'll submit and release a correction.
Yeah, we'll make a proposal to ourselves.
Yes. Well, no, it's much simpler here. It's not a democracy here, like EFRA. It's just speeding along to the incorrect decision. We do things very quickly, but not always right. Yeah. Anyway, if we get it wrong, shout at RC Racing TV.
Yeah,
and
RC Racing TV. This is Matt.
Hi.
Hello.
And this is Frank.
Yes. We got there.
Come on, let's get on with it. We said this one was going to be quicker.
Let's do this one. Okay, so just very quickly, hopefully maybe you're watching this first. If not, then hopefully you're come listening back from one of the other section things and you see, we're going to skip through we're not going to go in this amount of detail for all of these. Basically, the official chairman welcome, a roll call. These numbers here are the allocations from each federation for the European Championships. Matters arising, correspondence received, chairman's report. And these are, wow, look at all of these. These are the applications.
So,
and there's a whole screen of them.
Yeah. A lot of people want to host events, but this is the final race calendar for 2025.
This is 2025 race calendar.
This is what there'll be another podcast coming soon.
Yes.
Where we talk about all of the Euros coming in 2025.
So for the moment, ignore these dates. Potentially, because they may change on the official calendar. So for the podcast, if you're watching the video, ignore the dates. But we have the EC Electric. That's the E Buggies, 1/8 E Buggies. It's going to be in Valladolid, Spain. In the ECA, so that's Nitro Buggy main, the A Championship is going to be in Barcelos.
That'd be Portugal. Our first or second trip to Barcelos, because of course we have the IBC as well. We may as well move to Portugal.
And the Eurobuggy Worlds also.
And the Eurobuggy Worlds. And there's talk of another manufacturer race taking part, but I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that.
Maybe not, but we know the name.
Barcelos, very popular track, so yeah.
Hearts Nitro Model Club in the UK hosting the 40 plus Euros.
Yep.
The World WC is World Championship. It is for electric. That's again Barcelos, that we just mentioned.
Because we had the World Cup this year in 24, at the beginning of 24, also in Portugal, and now it's an official World Championship.
Yes.
Totally 100% IFMA bona fide World Championship.
And the ECB, which is the B Euros, which just very quickly is open to everybody except the people who were in the A or B finals.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? Should we look at it now? We can just very, very, very quickly.
We're going off script.
No, well, we're not. We are, but we're just we're live editing.
Yes.
Because what we can do... Oh, where is it? I know where it is. We're going to just very, very quickly look at who is banned. Who is literally banned from editing this race. Just
Switch.
excuse. Okay,
there we go.
These are the drivers who are literally not invited.
Yes.
Well, to be fair, a lot of them might be there helping racers who are allowed, but these drivers are banned from attending the B Euros as a driver because they're too good. But there you go.
It's actually an enviable list to be on.
Yeah, I wish I was on it. But these drivers and any driver who's taken part in an EFRA European Championship A main final in any class of racing for the last 15 years.
Wow.
So for as long as we've been live streaming EFRA Euros, if you were in the A final of the 12th scale, then sorry, you can't attend the B Euros in this class.
Yeah.
So
there's some. I mean, I see Remy Bermudez is the last name on the second list, which is from this year's.
Just made
Euro
the cusp of the banned list.
Danny Batye.
Yeah. Marcus Carup. Who is obviously very well known.
Yeah, not too surprised.
He was banned anyway because he's very much made European Championship A main final in other classes of racing.
In any class. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't catch that when you just said. Yeah. So if you're a 12 scale racer, like, Alexander Hagberg, can't go to the
B Euros.
Participate in the Euro.
It's because he has support from the outside very much from a manufacturer, so that's probably one of the reasons why they use that. But fully banned.
I was just looking to see if David Todd is on there.
Yeah, he is. He's here.
Is he? Okay. From last.
He's banned.
Okay, sorry. Okay, yeah. So that's the left side is 2024. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. And Remy Bermudez is on there twice actually. So
yeah.
Oh.
So anyway, that is, and we'll go back to your screen. That's the hit list of banned drivers who won't be attending Gusago, which is the team Osby team.
Yes.
Which is the home of
Mr. Elliot Boots.
Elliot Boots is local.
And
he's also banned.
Reds.
And this is the Reds RC. The Reds GP takes place there every year. RCGP has been there once, so we're familiar with that track as well.
Lovely gelato shop.
All sorts of nice things around there. So wonderful that this class's racing will conclude quite late in the year, really, September, but that's about the time that the Worlds was this year. So cool, great stuff.
It's a very compressed season, sort of. But
this year we had the E Buggy was earlier in the season, I'm wanting to say. Was it earlier than June? Maybe not. Was it in May? I can't remember. Anyway, lots of racing.
Again, I'm dibsing Gusaga. So 2026. So we did look through these. Look through these, and so we saw all the options, and now you can see the confirmed winning proposals. Yes.
Because we saw all the options. And this is who got it. So that really cool new track. No, it's not that really cool new track. It's that really cool, well-known track, which is new every year from Buggyland. They get the ECA.
Fuencarral
in Madrid.
CARTT, Fuencarral.
They get that event. Laura and Miguelo, who we've been very pleased to work with for the last few years.
They were at the EGM as well?
Yeah, they came and sat through 2 days.
I'm sure. Well,
AGM.
Probably purely to pitch for the track, because a lot of the federation, we saw Javier pitching for doing, pitching I mean doing running through the proposal and taking any questions and whatnot.
Yep.
For the federation representatives will, like, if in Javier's example from ICAR, going through the pitch deck basically and saying, here's the track, and there's lovely hotels and it's good transport links, blah blah blah. So obviously they came to do the pitch for theirs.
Yep, and they did a great job. And the ECB for 26 will be in Garda, which is where the E Buggy World Cup was this year. So back to the place where Renault Savoia won his third was going to say third and final. It's not final, but his third European Championship. He could win another one. You never know. Then fairing for the 40 plus, which we haven't seen. We haven't seen Nitro Buggies there since, I want to say, RCGP.
2016. Oh,
RCGP did it.
Right,
Darren
okay.
Bloomfield won there. Which was 2012 maybe. Rack Fair. This was the. We didn't have a great deal of content to talk about for this track, but
we did get a video
from
afterwards
from
David Ronefalk,
which we linked in the comments. An amazing facility. The track designer of this facility we're talking to on another podcast, which we're recording tomorrow. So that's exciting. And then the Worlds is going to be somewhere TBA in USA. Great stuff. So 2026 is looking exciting too.
Pretty good stuff. So next is the next section. All of this in the group section 7 is all of the rules proposals. So we're not going to go after every single one, but we have pre-highlighted some of these that are notable that we can talk about, whether they were passed or rejected. So this one basically was a proposal to remove the round robin sort of sequence of running the rounds. So the way the rounds are run, usually it's, say there's 5 rounds. It's always more than that, but let's say it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in round 1. And in round 2, it goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then it will go 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, and so on and so forth.
I don't know if it would go 1 to 5 and then 5 to 1, because that would mean 5 are back to back. But
True,
it does do like a 1 to 5 and then 3 to 5 and then 1, 2.
Yeah, it moves around.
It moves around, because I think the idea behind it was to give everyone a reasonable amount of differing track time. So it's not like I'm always on first thing in the morning, I'm always in last thing at night, where the track said it's coldest or the track said it's whatever. So to move everyone around to qualify at different times.
Yeah, so this one basically was seconded, which means that it was discussed and debated, and then ultimately in the vote it was rejected with 2 for, 5 against, and 1 not voting.
Cool. So that's remains.
That's how it happens. It's democracy. There's a bunch here that we're going to be scrolling through quite a bit here.
Yeah, you can find all of them on the EFRA website.
Yes, please do. You can find it on it's linked on the front page of the EFRA website, efra.ws. So you can read the details of all of these.
Doing as we did before the AGM, just talking about the ones that stood out to us, or the ones that we could easily understand. Let's be frank.
So this one was presented proposed by the BRCA, officially by the new EFRA secretary, but basically the idea being to expand the top 24 group into a top 36.
So the top 36 drivers are split.
Yes, the top 36 drivers are split across
more groups.
It takes the top 3
across 3 heats instead of just 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
But basically, that was rejected. Colliding with a rule voted in last year, which I am not familiar with.
So there's probably, it can get a bit messy where there's like interwoven rules and it then invalidates something else that is a bigger picture that's harder to rearrange. So again, this might be one that you see resubmitted next year in a slightly different guise.
So this one is an interesting one.
So now we're on to electric.
This is specifically for Rule 2.7.4, which is for the electric buggies only.
That's 1/8 E Buggy, of course.
Yeah,
1/10 is lumped in with the one electric on-road. So, yeah.
Now, the wording of this is very mildly confusing to me, but basically, this is it gives the electric buggy racers a last chance final. So there will be 12 drivers in each final. The fastest will bump to the upper final, starting from the 13th position on the grid. The grid slot of the bump-up car will be left empty. This will give all drivers, even on the lower level, an equal chance for the excitement and chance to step up to the ladder of the next final. So basically, this is electric bumping up.
Yeah, and this is what you see in at least the electric touring car of ETS bump-ups.
Yeah. And this was proposed by AKK, which I think, judging by the name of the person whose name is on it,
Go on.
I think Finnish.
Okay.
Seconded by FEPRA, which is the Portuguese Federation.
Yep.
And an amendment was done by, or suggested by the BRCA.
Yep.
So 13 drivers in each LCQ. So I'm not sure if this exactly means that all of the winners are going to be thrown into an LCQ, and then the winner of that gets into an LCQ, or the winner of that goes into the A final? I'm not sure. Because that's what LCQ means, doesn't it?
Last chance qualifier.
Yeah.
I don't think it's talking about having a last chance qualifier race. I think it's just saying that they 13 drivers in each.
So if we scroll up just a bit, this is the proposal. So 1 through 12 go into the A final. 13 through 24 into the B final. The fastest will bump up into the upper finals from 13th position. So this is...
So it all makes sense in terms of bump ups, but why talk about an LCQ? Because my experience of an LCQ is one race where everyone who didn't make the main final gets into.
Yeah,
but this is just bump
ups. This is a different type of LCQ, I think, potentially. Whatever it is, it passed.
One abstention. Cool. It passed. Well, this is interesting, and one that we need to understand a bit better. And what we might do is we've asked Mark Rumble, the new EFRA secretary,
be a follow-up one. Yeah,
he was
obviously
he was all over
involved.
this one.
Yeah,
he amended it. So we're going to ask Mark to come on to a podcast, which is going to be about meeting him and explain this one to us because we need help with this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, that one passed. Another one. There's a bunch here that are for 2.7.4.
Yep.
We're not going to go into every single one, but just the ones that I've highlighted green previously. So this one, basically, this is only for the A final. They are making the technical timeout for the A final only, going from 4 minutes to 5 minutes.
Got you.
So that's just... And
they're calling it minutes rather than a number of seconds, because that's easier to makes more sense to say rather than 240 seconds or 300 seconds. Let's just say.
And as you can see, that
it's a 5 minute delay
unanimously.
And as you know, we love a 5 minute delay. It weirdly, if you think about it in terms of scale, in Nitro you have a 10-minute delay for what's a 45-minute final. In Electric, you have a 5-minute final, which is the equivalent to half of the race.
10 minutes. 10-minute final and possibly a 5-minute delay.
5-minute delay, which is the equivalent to half of the race.
Yeah.
So
but,
you literally delay for the length of half of the race. But
you always see a mechanic run off, sprinting, trying not to knock people over and just run back to the pits and try and get a specific wrench just to do the one thing that they need to do in the pits.
And can they do that for all three finals?
Good question.
Or can they just do it once? Or can
I'd imagine just the one time.
Why?
Well,
if they
they have to start at the back.
Yeah,
so
but if they are the last place driver, we always have this about the last place driver. Why don't they just?
To be honest, I don't see that. I don't see why it's a foregone conclusion that the last place driver is always going to call a.
Well, it doesn't always happen, but it's just something
it's just expected.
Do you know when it gets discussed? It gets discussed during a 10-minute delay to fill the 10 minutes of the delay.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, that rule is in 2.7.4 though, so you can have the look at that yourself. So this one is only the event organizers are permitted to run a single car for a maximum of 30 minutes to validate the suitability of the new layout for a European championship.
Wow.
Drivers competing in the event are not allowed to conduct this track validation. Any driver found in violation of this rule will be excluded from the event.
Well,
now,
that's a
maybe
good one.
You can provide...
Who was it proposed by? Interesting. There you go. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all. there was a little bit of testing that was done at the Ongaro Ring. A little bit of testing.
By?
Well, if you're going to test a track, and let's be honest, the track was built by the team behind Buggyland and the 2026 Euros in Madrid, Miguelo and Laura. But yeah, you get your best guy to test. Do a little test.
Someone who doesn't live too far away.
Somebody who the track is named after.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that did happen. Davide did a bit of testing.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not controversial at all to.
It was slightly controversial
to say this, but it's not controversial to say his name because he used his personal transponder.
Yeah.
So it was publicly known.
Yeah. But then that goes to his favour, really, to say, he wasn't trying to break the rule. He wasn't trying to hide it. He was trying to make sure it was the best the track could be. And he never has any luck on his home track anyway, so it didn't really matter. It wasn't his event. But he did have a punishment for that anyway.
What
he had? I think he had his first round of qualifying cancelled. Or he had the points removed from it. He wasn't bothered. But anyway, he dealt with it, and it was dealt with, and he didn't win. So we move on. But this is why this happens. Now he would never do it.
Yeah.
Now he would never do it because there's no grey area.
It's literally in the rules now.
In black and blue and red, and with a green highlight. Yeah. But he wouldn't do it again. So that's fine.
Yeah. That basically prevents that. Officially prevents it. So now these are, as you can see, there's technical diagrams, really technical stuff. So this is the 109 rule.
Yep.
Now, you'll note that I didn't highlight this bit here.
Right.
Because it was amended.
Okay. By
the BRCA and then seconded by the SBF, which I'm not sure it was. That's Swedish.
Yep.
Okay, so wheel the overall diameter must be between 109 and 120. Wheel overall width 47 mil maximum. These sizes must be checked directly before the semi and the main final only. So the amendment was to basically add in that it's only for the semifinal and the main final.
Well, also the word before.
Yes.
Before. Not after.
But the original proposal didn't mention. It just said checked at the end of all race phases.
Exactly, which means the word "end" is quite crucial.
Yeah,
because it means tyre wear could disqualify you. But now it's before, so the way you set up could disqualify you. But if you're running the right diameter wheel and tyre, the overall outer diameter is correct. It's checked before, so no one's worried about, well, what happens if the tyre wear goes crazy and my tyre gets too small and then I win and then I'm disqualified, because they're not even going to check it at the end.
Well, they're not even going to check it during any of the qualifying or any of the lower finals.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
Only for the semi and the main.
Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
because the concern throughout the worlds was it was supposed to be checked at the end. And that would have been a problem.
Yeah.
But now it's not checked at the end. It's checked before.
That was passed unanimously.
Boom. Common sense prevails. It's good.
So now we're into the E Buggy, which I'm not too familiar with. The main thing on this one is that they have mandated that the maximum charging cutoff voltage is 4.35 volts per cell. Now, electric buggy racers, or electric racers in general nowadays, very, very aware of voltage per cell and charging rates and all sorts of stuff like that.
So discharging rates.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
There's another one here that I highlighted. Oh, no, I didn't, because it's roughly the same.
Oh, there we go.
So this is an interesting one. So in any other business.
Yeah.
So next year, not only the Masters 40 Plus, but also the Euro Bs will be on designated tires. So there's quite a bit of discussion on this on the news item that we posted on EFRA.
And note the word
Facebook page.
Designated tires.
Yeah.
Which could be multiple designated tires.
Yeah. But people at the Masters loved it. it went over pretty well. So
it's one of those things where you can do a post about should we have control tires, and it's almost 50-50.
Yeah.
Almost 50-50 down the line of people going, yeah, it's so much more convenient. Yeah, it's so much cheaper. Yeah, level playing field. And then people going, no, like, because we're just going to control everything. Like, we've got to have some strategy. We've got to have some competition between tyre manufacturers. We've got to have some pushing manufacturers against each other to try and get the best possible tyre, rather than one manufacturer who can go, this is my event.
Yeah.
There's your dry tyre, and there's, if it rains you can have whatever you want, or here's this compound and this compound, and there off you go. Like, it's polarizing. Would you say?
Definitely.
It's one of them.
Yeah.
But it seems to be creeping in. We say it's kind of creeping in, just softly creeping in.
The 40s plus designated tire came in this year.
Yeah.
Euro B coming in next year.
Yeah.
What's going to happen 26?
I don't know. It's anyone's guess.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? But yeah,
it's one of those. It's a very contentious topic, and racers will generally be really, really hard on one side or really hard on the other.
Yeah. But ultimately, I think it's good. For me, the thing that's good about it is it's a cost-saving measure for all the competitors. They don't have to pay as much. And potentially the people that don't want a control tyre are the people that get the tyres for free anyway and want the ability to run that free tyre that they get, rather than having to run somebody else's tyre. But yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and we've seen it in 10th off-road for quite a while with the basically, control tire, and an on-road as well. So it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Another thing to mention, just as popular as Truggy is in club racing, no need for Truggy rules at the moment. So that's what they decided, and that's about it. And there being no further business, the meeting was closed at 6:58 p.m.
Wow. Everybody went downstairs for a glass of milk and some cookies.
Yeah.
And a good rest of the day was had by all. There we go.
Ice cream cakes as well. Those were good.
Yes. Yeah. That was fantastic.
Right. Okay. Well, so what do you think? Let us know. We are doing one per episode, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So tune into our other podcasts, the Nitro Track podcast, the Electric Sections podcast, and the Large Scale podcast. Just a nice short one, just detailing some of the things that we pull out of the final minutes, decisions that were made and changes. As always, we will have said 4 things, 5 things that were wrong, 10 things that were wrong. Everything was wrong.
We purposely said 3 things that were wrong.
Got to find them.
Probably 5 or 6 others that were wrong. But no, have a look on the EFRA website, efra.ws. All the minutes of all the meetings are in there. You can read through all the file that we just looked through. You can read through it yourself and discuss amongst your friends, all your racer buddies, and let us know what we got wrong. Send us an email.
Yeah.
Shout at rcracingtv.tv.
rcracingtv.com.
rcracingtv.com.
Yeah. Fire off an angry email and we will correct ourselves
I will send an
thoroughly.
angry letter to the editor.
There you go. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Check out EFRA.ws for more info about RC motorsport in Europe.